Morning guys, just wanted to talk about oscillators for today's video, and this is really a follow-up from yesterday. If you remember yesterday's video, I drew this line because it was obviously an important level, and yesterday's video was about a different time frame analysis in order to use a high time frame for to get a big picture, and then use a small time frame for entry. Okay, so that's just a little tip tutorial video on how to get entry. And this video is going to be about oscillators, like I said. So it's not only going to be about how they can tell you if it's overbought or oversold, but I'm going to tell you how to spot divergence. Okay, so we're going to use the pound USD because we're using the same chart. Remember, 1.36 is monthly pivot. Okay, so that's going to set the precedence technically for buy or sell for the rest of the month. So we've still got a long time left of October. 136 is pivotal. Okay, and there's no pun intended for that, right? So that's monthly pivot. Insert indicators. We want to go to oscillators, and I prefer to use the Williams percent range. It's more reactive, and it's just something that I prefer. I think maybe the RSI is a little bit lagging. The Williams percent range is more responsive. We use the default values. You can change it if you want to, and what's interesting here is that while price made a higher high, and no doubt would have taken stops, which you could have seen them on the FX SSI indicators. Although we made a higher high, we actually made a lower high on the oscillator on the Williams percent R. So if you ever see this on the charts, that's what it means. Williams percent range. It just takes all the data from the range and it gives you a percentage. So it's quite straightforward. And so let me just draw some lines so you can see. And here's the divergence. So there's the higher high. See the candle wicks. And this is the lower high. Right. So there's something in this, so you can use it to your advantage for trade opportunities. And you probably would have heard of RSI divergence. This is just simply using the same methodology. And you can see how there was something in this where this indicates a little bit of bearishness. Just before I wrap up, do be aware that the pound USD is actually not really a sentimental sell. So us selling this will be with the crowd. All right, so just bear that in mind. The punters at the casino do need to get paid, and we have to take that into consideration. And they're normally wrong, right? So sentimentally, this isn't a sell. Technically, it could be, and fundamentally, we'd need this to be risk off for this to fall, and we need this to be risk on for this to rise. Okay, so risk on is when stocks go up, and risk off is when stocks plummet. Okay, so just a little video on tutorial on oscillators, and this is my preferred oscillator. You can use all sorts of oscillators if you want to, and you can change the values. That's fine. And you can also use it to spot hidden divergence as well. So maybe that helps. Just before I wrap up, do remember this is actually a buy according to sentiment, but remains to be seen what happens. And if you are trading the cable rate, do check your euro pound, because there's a very strong correlation between the two, and not just the pound USD, but all pound crosses. And maybe tomorrow's video I'll talk about correlations, because that could be handy, especially if you're new to trading. So I'm going to wrap up now. Let's see what happens here. Monthly pivot's 1.36. I'm going to entertain a short below, but I'm going to wait for a candle below. Okay, so at least you know if it goes above, then we'll be wrong technically. Okay, and let's see what happens. So risk calculation is going to possibly be risk off at the big picture tomorrow, so that's going to be very, very volatile week. So just be careful, trade small, and you should be fine. So I'll speak to you soon.